Hey everyone, final request here. This time I want to show you the process behind the track called Driven by the Stars, and it was released on Oddity Records. Shout out to these legends for delivering an amazing remixes. You can listen to the full release, I'll keep a link in the description. Let's go. Here is the project, and this time I want to show you only the key elements, the most interesting parts of the track, because the project itself it's kind of complex. It's more than 100 tracks in the inside, and let's start with the synth sound, which starts playing from the second drop. The first layer here is from Mini Brute. Second one is a Mini Brute as well, but with a slightly different timbre, and it's only playing the high notes. And if I show you the MIDI, it looks like this. And the first layer playing only these notes, and the second layer playing only the high notes. And these two sounds, they are complement each other. And it's kind of not possible to do only with one synth, playing the whole pack of the notes. For the third layer, I'm using Diva. Here is the preset, and almost no processing, only the sidechain and the EQ. And this layer is only to fill the space on the sides. You can see I'm changing the stack, and I'm changing the parameter here to stack index and made it wide to be more comfortable to listen it in the headphones. And the fourth layer, it's a profit noise. I have no idea why I decided to record the noise from the Prophet. It's not like a special analog noise, this is just the noise. I don't know, maybe it was just turned it on, and I decided to put the MIDI and recorded this. For the group processing, here is the Pro L, some volume compensation, Pro Q, and the Better Maker at Pull Text Style EQ. I just boosted the highs from 10K. And the second sound I want to show you, it sounds like this. The MIDI pattern here, it's very simple. It's a one-note rhythm. You can see it changes only here and at the end of the phrase. And the first layer was made with Diva. Here is the preset with the FXs turned off. Sidechain, Pro Q, saturation, Better Maker, and the whiter. The second layer, it's a phase plant. I mean, when you listen to the sounds in solo, it's so cheesy. You wouldn't have this kind of timbre playing alone, being your main lead sound, but together with another sound, it makes it job and fill the space in the little bit higher frequencies and the mid-high frequencies. The third layer, it's called guitar. And it was made out of the fourth layer, which was made inside the Prophet. This is already so interesting and so unusual timbre. And to be able to show you how I made this third layer, I have to duplicate this. And I think it was made with the saturation called Reno. And I'm pretty sure I'm just checking some presets there. Yeah, I think you got the point. And there are already the pack of 4 different and unique sounds, and together, again, to remind you, it sounds like this. Very massive, very groovy, and very straightforward sound. For the group processing, here is just the glue compressor, Echo Boy delay, Pro Q, and Pro L. Keep talking about the synth sound. Here is the part which is playing only in the breakdown, and I'm so in love with this part, and you can't really hear it like so clearly together with the whole mix, but if I play it solo for you. Yeah guys, this is so sentimental, so romantic, it just gives me the goosebumps. Talking about the vocal, I remember the story when I got the singer for this track. I'm asking him to send me as many takes as possible, and that was a little mistake from my side, because most of the time you need the lead vocal, you need the doubles, and maybe you need some harmonies, and it will make your life way easier. You don't have to spend like hours and hours to comping together all these layers to find the best parts. I mean, if you like to spend your time this way, you can definitely go and ask your singers to do it. But guys, I think the vocals are worth to have like a separate project, because there are so many different layers I kept inside the project, but a lot of layers I didn't really have it here. I only keep it as an audio files. As you can see, there are like so many vocals, so many, and almost each layer has the individual processing. For example, for the lead sound, here is the Pro Q, shadow hills, compressor, SUS to reduce some annoying frequencies, saturation. There are actually 3 saturators. Everyone gives a slightly different character and boosted the different areas. Pro Q again, better maker to boost the highs from 10K. I made it mono. I have a SUS again, probably was some resonant frequencies here. Pro Q again, delays. With a time-slap delay, it's a very short delay, and it just widens the signal. There is some automation, limiting, automation again, and some reverb. And together, the whole pack of the vocals, it sounds like this.
Driven by the stars, far bright today. Driven by the stars.
And the last part here is kick, bass, and snare. Let's start with the snare. I have this sample, process it with decapitator. This is some crazy stuff. Yeah, but it makes sense. Standard clip. Reduce it peak like a lot, and better maker to boost the highs a little bit. Then I group this and process again with the shadow hills, black box, and standard clip again, but probably do nothing. And reverb. It is for the snare and kick and bass together. Kick drum, I see it freezed, probably that was some processing before, and I'm flattering the sound and process it again with the DAC to control the length of the kick drum. A better maker where you boost and attenuate at the same time the low frequencies, boosting the high frequencies. Next one is the Knock plugin, added the punch to the kick drum, pushing the transient a little bit further, saturation a little bit of air, this is the EQ, and a little bit of clipping, gain compensation, and the filters. Talking about the bass line, I see it's also rendered as an audio, but I think I have it in the backup. Yes, here is the sub. It was made with the faceplant, DAC for the sidechain with the crossover, move it to the almost 200 Hz. This allows me to fully sidechain the lows, which is under 200 Hz, but the highs from 200 Hz, I didn't want to completely sidechain because it doesn't affect to the phase of the kick drum, so it makes sense here. Saturation, Pro Q, and limiting. And sometimes if I want to go crazy by controlling the signals, and especially if we are talking about the kick drum and the bass line, I want to be sure there is no information after all this processing, because here, as you can see, we have a first crossover in the Saturn, we have a second crossover in the DAC, which means we are slightly changing the phase of the sub bass. I want to be sure the signal doesn't play in the time where the kick drum is playing, and the kick drum is stable as possible. And for the group processing, I just have a limiter, just reducing the peak where the kick drum and the snare are playing together. just 1.5 dB gain reduction. On the master channel, there are no surprises. Here is the saturate again, with the clipper shape to the hard mode. If you listen to the delta signal, which is here, you can see the gain reduction here is just 1 dB, probably the highest peak of the all sounds playing together. Dangerous EQ, where I'm pushing it a little bit sides, and the stealth limiter. And I think we are done for today. Thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.